Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. An absolutely embarrassing display from Chelsea Football Club. I will add, although sitting in 5th place in the league, 5 points now outside the top 4. They are the current champions of England. Current champions of England. They have an abundance of talent, a squad that has had hundreds of millions of pounds spent on it over the last 2 years, and they mustered up 3. I repeat, just 3 shots on goal in the entirety of that game. Many supporters, men, women and children have travelled all the way up from London to Manchester. And do you know what? The snow may have gone, but it's still a bit of a difficult journey over the last few days. And Conte's men put on a performance like that. City did not even get out of 2nd gear. I want your views, I want your opinions on this. You can call us in right now live on 0203 606 0315. Before we do that though, please do us a massive favour here at The Ultimate Football Fan and download the OneFootball app. For you, the viewers, this application is free. You can get your football news, statistics, league tables and much more for free. The information is in the description below. And any budding football players out there, whether you're a Sunday League boy trying to make it as a pro out there, or maybe your kids, nieces and nephews are after some new football gear, UK Soccer Shop had a deal running with the Ultimate Football Fan and its viewers, a 15% discount. All that information is in the description below. But as I say, we want to talk about the City versus Chelsea game. City didn't even try. They weren't even trying to score any more goals. I just saw Chelsea do exactly the same as Arsenal last week. Stand around, staring, walking, doing almost nothing to try and score goals. And I find that to be absolutely embarrassing. You need to, do you know what, if you're going to play defensively, have an option to counter-attack. You need to change shape when you receive the ball. Have a target man at the very least if you're going to play pragmatically. Some teams do it fantastically well, i.e. Manchester United. They have the outlet, they try and counter off the back of it. Liverpool, Spurs, they've all played counter-attack football exceedingly well this year. Where you defend well, you sit deep, but when you receive the ball, you're in possession, your shape changes, your movement changes. That didn't happen with Chelsea today. So look, if you're out there, if you're a Chelsea boy, you're a neutral out there, or a City fan, please call us on 0203 606 0315. I want your views and opinions now. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
My name's Denise, and I'm Chelsea fan, yeah.
Are you embarrassed? Are you embarrassed as a Chelsea fan by that performance from your team?
You know what it is? It's just, you know what it is? It's just constantly, when we come to these big teams away, we for some reason we go on this counter attack. We play on the counter attack, and we try to get them on the break. And with Man City, that was never going to work. And after how we played against Man United, we literally went with the exact same formation, not playing with a centre forward again. When we brought on Giroud and Morata, we were winning headers. We were actually getting back into the game, kind of. We were actually trying to actually win the ball. And I saw more desire into the team. But Pedro is shit. Pedro needs to leave this team, I swear, and Fabregas and Drinkwater. Our midfield is shit. All the time, they were just standing there, literally like they were watching like fans. They were actually watching like fans, just watching them pass the ball. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace, Terry.
But have the players been instructed to do that? Because these same very players, barring Danny Drinkwater that wasn't there last season, these players have been performing at the highest level for many years. Fabregas, for instance, has won 2 Premier League titles at your football club, and he's been phenomenal. So is it not Conte giving these instructions as the manager? Is he not accountable for that?
Do you know what I think it is as well? Like, Fabregas was not playing a lot last season. Conte wanted to get rid of him, and Fabregas actually had desire and he had a reason why to perform well. But now he just gets a 13th spot all the time. And I kind of think it's just like he doesn't actually care about playing well, and he doesn't really have any desire or ambition. The only players I kind of saw who actually wanted to play for the shirt was Christensen and Abdulkader, and maybe Rudiger. Our centre backs weren't really the problem. It's our midfield. It's weak, not strong enough, and it's not good enough. There's no desire. There's absolutely no desire in our team.
So let me ask you this question. Sorry, let me ask you this question. So, look, I understand where you're coming from, but Chelsea Football Club have this problem every 18 months to 2 years. Everything you're saying there is what we saw from other individuals when Jose Mourinho's second spell was coming to an end. And all I've really heard from the majority of Chelsea fans over the past 12 to 18 months is attacks on Jose Mourinho for destroying dressing rooms. Are you telling me, though, this is more of a player issue? Is what you're saying that there's a bigger problem at Chelsea that stems beyond the managers, player power, people downing tools, not playing for the shirt and the badge as soon as the going gets tough? And if that's the case, how does your club address this? Because you can't sell everybody. You're going to have to keep some of these players. But it seems to me that there's a rotation of managers. If a new manager came in tomorrow, the players you're mentioning would have a perk up for 18 months and then down tools again. Why would you ever want a player like that at your football club?
I don't know. I really don't know, because whenever we bring in a new manager, everyone gets excited again, and then for some reason, 18 months later or 2 years later, it's like they get tired of playing for the manager. It's like they get bored, and we're playing the same formation all the time. The formation doesn't work anymore. Like, I would prefer if he just changed the formation. I know he's Italian, and Italians like to free at the back and like to play defensive and plan a counter-attack, but today was just a disgrace. Like, he changed it up in the final 10 minutes. Yeah. Like, you can't be doing that.
No,
like, it's too late.
I appreciate that entirely. Mate, really do appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much for coming and speaking to us today. It's interesting. I'm going to go to some tweets in a little while that have been put out there. But I was sitting there thinking to myself, I was listening to Gary Neville and his commentary about how embarrassing this was. He obviously compared the Chelsea players to mannequins. Something struck me, though. Is Conte doing this in terms of he's attacking the ball to say they don't invest enough money, they haven't bought the right players, his teams look lethargic and as if they're not trying anymore? Is Conte just trying to get himself sacked? Like, maybe I'm being too cynical here, but there isn't the same energy, the same panache, the same fire and hunger within the manager or his team as we saw last season. Or is this just, again, like we've mentioned, a simple case of player power taking control at Chelsea, outing another very good manager? And if so, that's what I want to hear from Chelsea fans. I want your views and opinions on it. City fans, if you want to call in, I mean, you guys are so good. You're beating teams at a canter in second gear. The fear factor is well and truly there. So I want to hear from some of you as well. 0203 606 0315. I'm going to do some YouTube comments and Facebook comments soon as well. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
I support Chelsea and my name is Milan.
Milan?
Yeah.
Like, you're a Chelsea fan. I'm going to ask you this question. Were you embarrassed with your team's performance today?
Yeah, they were terrible out there. Conte has to change formations, because last year it took us 4 games to change the formation, and it simply went well again. And his subs, he's making them too late. Like, well, what's the point of playing a Morata in the 88th minute? He has to.
Shocking. Just absolutely shocking to bring on. I know he hasn't been great recently. His confidence is low, but how is it going to improve? And look, Conte's not devoid of responsibility here at all. He must be questioned and challenged by supporters and the footballing fraternity. But bringing on a top striker like Morata with a couple of minutes to go is utterly, utterly pointless. And then you also bring off Eden Hazard, your best player, at the same time. Again, do you think there's any truth in this rumour that's coming out from Chelsea fans that Conte might just be trying to get himself sacked?
I mean, I'm not sure, but I think that Conte, he stopped believing in the team. Like, it seems like on the touchline, he doesn't care anymore. Like last year, he was so enthusiastic, running everywhere and everything. And when we were losing last year, he started shouting at the players. This year, he's just watching them, and Chelsea players are not moving anymore. Like, today, it was embarrassing. They were just watching City play all over us and making counter-attacks all the time.
No, mate, I totally agree with you. Appreciate your call, young man. Thank you very, very much. We're going to switch over to the OneFootball app. If you haven't
So, as you see, the stadium's empty behind me. The game is finished
already. The information is in the description below. You can actually see who you guys have voted for as man of the match on this app as well. This always intrigues me somewhat. The winner was Leroy Sané. That's probably a fair decision made there. Eden Hazard voted second best player on the football pitch. I love football bias. I really do. Like, people just rate their man to man. I probably would have given it to Leroy Sané today as well. I thought he was tremendous. But let's have a little look here at some of this. Look at that there. Morata coming on in the 90th minute. We thought 88th minute, but 90th minute. Absolutely shocking. I mean, Olivier Giroud didn't even come on until the 78th minute. Utter madness. But let's look at some of the statistics throughout the course of that game. And what I want to focus on straight away is this. Let's stroll down to the attack here. 3 attempts. Just 3 attempts on goal in the entirety of that game from the current champions of England. Embarrassing. And Chelsea fans, if you're not embarrassed out there, I want to know why. Because that has to be. And look, on the other side, look, City, the other side that stood out to me and is striking is that Manchester City were playing in second gear. I mean, they had 13 attempts, 3 on target, a couple of them from, you know, there was no real emphasis on them to try and get a second or a third goal because City were just standing still watching them. There was no real threat at any real time. I want your views and your calls on 0203 606 0315. We have a video, though, that's been sent in by Abs, one of our producers here, who's actually a Chelsea fan at the game today. So listen, enjoy it, and I'll be back with you in a few moments.
So, as you see, the stadium is empty behind me. The game is finished. City just won 1-0. Fully deserved win by the already champions of England for this season. Chelsea didn't do anything in defense and attack. The top 3 looked completely poor. The defense did their best. A silly mistake, as usual, at the beginning, creating a counter-attack for City that brought the goal. Chelsea needs to do better at that. But City, 100%, again, the better team, did everything well, compact, strong, fast, you know, smart football. Simply better team. The only thing questionable is what was the Conte's substitutions. I mean, Pedro was by far the worst players on the pitch, made silly mistakes with the passes, and yet William got substituted for actually being the decent player. Anyways, 6-point losses for Chelsea between United and City game. They're 5 points behind Tottenham in top 4. League is going to become interesting. We'll see how it goes, but enjoy the full-time show, guys. By Terry.
Thank you very much, Abs, for your views and opinions there as well. I'm going to go to Twitter before we take another call because I want to speak about these. So I'm on my Twitter account here, at TFT YouTube. Go give it a little bit of a follow if you fancy, if you haven't done so already. But this here, look, I'm going to click on this. This is 15 Points Clear, who says, this is actually embarrassing from Chelsea. Everyone complains about United, but this is literally 10 times worse. At least United play with a target man and someone who can hold it up. Chelsea don't even play with a striker. So they smack it up and Hazard can't even win it, so it repeats. Of course, Hazard can't win long balls into the box. Hazard is about... If you've ever seen Eden Hazard live, he's like a hobbit. He's absolutely tiny. So I'm just turning my laptop back on. It seems to have crashed. That one stands out. Here you've got Tom Hart 66 who says this is embarrassing from Chelsea. Granted, if you're bottom of the league or from a lower division, but Jesus Christ, this is the so-called current champions of our division. Not even made it hard for City at all. I think Tom there is absolutely right in his viewpoints. This is, now I'm not going to use a swear word, but Chelsea honestly can't support a team full of players who literally don't give a shite, is what he said there. 1-0 down, and all we are doing is walking around. Embarrassing. That's from a Chelsea fan directly that thinks that. Absolute madness. Absolute madness there. This is from the United Way. He says, this performance from Chelsea has been utterly embarrassing for English football. If Mourinho had done this, there would be World War III in the media. And that's an interesting point. And that's why I want Chelsea fans to come through now, because Jose Mourinho has been absolutely lambasted this season. Absolutely lambasted this season if his performances have appeared negative, pragmatic in any way, shape or form. This has to be the most boring game of football I've seen all season from a top side. It really and truly was. It really and truly was. I was shocked by it. I was absolutely shocked by it. But I want your views and your opinions now on 0203 606 0135. I think we've got a call. Yeah, there it is, coming through right now. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
Hello, my name is Darren. I support Chelsea.
Hello, mate. Look, I've asked everyone the same question. As a Chelsea fan today, were you embarrassed by that display?
You know what? I think being embarrassed is a very strong word to use. It wasn't embarrassing because they'd be embarrassed if it was more than 2 goals or if it was like 3. Remember when Man City played Arsenal, they beat them 3-0, so it wasn't embarrassing. They didn't do that bad.
Yeah.
But what I thought was the manager really made a bad fault was you can't play Hazard in strike. You can't. He's too short for one, and it's not his natural position. Hazard is a winger. He's not a striker. I don't know why he's playing Hazard in a strike position against Man City. That makes no sense.
No, look, I agree with you, and I think from our point of view, where we are as sort of FanPark Live are asking whether it's embarrassing, is the fact that the result, okay, 1-0, it doesn't appear to be too bad, but the fact that you didn't bring on your strikers until the dying moments of the game, the fact there was no real pressing, your team were walking around, watching play, there was no real impetus, there was no changing of the shape as soon as you received the ball, and you've mentioned you're playing one of the best wingers, one of the best wide men in world football as a striker, and you're kicking the ball long to him. I can't understand the logic and the process going through Conte's mind, setting those up as his targets. None of it at all makes any sense to me whatsoever. And that's why I'm asking Chelsea fans out there, does it make any sense to you? Why is Conte playing such poor football and has such bad tactics at the moment?
To be honest, I think that Conte wants to go back to Italy because he's having some, I think, family issues. So I think he's trying to get himself sacked, in my opinion, because Conte does not play that strategic of football. He doesn't play like that. He doesn't play a winger up strike. He never does that in games in Italy. So why is he playing Hazard up strike? It makes no sense. So I think he wants to go back to Italy because I think he misses. He's homesick. He misses his family. That's my opinion.
Well, I was going to ask you that question. Something I wrote this down about 4 times. I was thinking about this throughout the game. Do you think Conte just wants to be sacked, given his money, and move away? Would you think that's a logical process to what he's doing?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I do think because I just think that he wants to go back to back to Italy because he's been having some family problems and struggles with his family, and I really feel sorry for him because he's a top manager, and it's very hard for somebody to come from a country where, you know what I mean, where to come to Europe and come to England and just join a team and just kind of rebuild the whole team again. So I really feel like he wants to go back home and see his family. I don't think he wants to be in England right now, especially with all the snow and the conditions, and he's not used to it.
Sorry, go on.
No, I'm fine. I'm done.
So on Chelsea, 5 points away from the top 4 positions now. Are you going to be able to catch Man United, Spurs or Liverpool? Do you think that's conceivable now? Will it? I know mathematically you can, but do you think the team will be able to deliver?
Well, if we have Hazard playing strike, there's no chance. But I think, man, it's never too late, man. It's never too late. If we if we get into form from now, because we've got Barcelona coming up. If we just, I think, you know what? Yeah, don't worry about the Premier League. Just try and see if you can win the Champions League. Focus on that, because the Premier League, to me, you know what? I think it's done like Arsenal. It's just done, to be honest, because I think Man City is going to win. Yep. Everyone knows Man City is going to win. There's no point. Liverpool's going to get ahead of us. They've got Mohamed Salah playing up top. So, and we've got no one. So what's the chance of us getting anywhere near them? So
fair play. Good points, mate. Thank you very much for your call. Really do appreciate that.
All right, mate. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. So Chelsea fans on Twitter saying, I don't want to support this team playing so poorly anymore. I don't want my players behaving in this way. Chelsea fans on the phone, the season's over. Top 4 is almost over. I want to see if that's echoed out there. I want to see if more Chelsea fans have that same feeling. Producer in here to Jay. Jay, do you think it's over? Top 4. Is that producer? I want to know what he thinks. A big long coming out of his mouth. Possibly. Defeatist Chelsea fans out there not happy at all. Give us a call now on 0203 606 0315. After the call, we're going to go check out the league table as well. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support? 0315. Hello? Hello, welcome. Yeah, they got a bit nervous. By the way, if you do call up, make sure you turn down your device that you are watching the live stream on, otherwise it plays back. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
Nathan, support Chelsea.
Hello, mate.
Yeah.
We've asked everyone this question. You're going to get the same. Was that an embarrassing display by Chelsea, or were they just unlucky trying to play counter-attack football? What's your opinion?
No, it's disgusting. To be fair, it was poor. I've never, like, you see Mourinho playing that football and everyone, he gets slated for it. Conte really has to get slated for it this time, to be honest.
Well, that would only be fair if you think that Jose plays that same way for the criticism to be levelled out equally.
No, Jose doesn't even play that badly. At least he had some chances. Man U usually have 1 or 2 chances in the game
And when you consider that Chelsea under Conte have spent over £100 million more on players than what Jose Mourinho has spent, and you're the current champions of the country, some would say that would make it more embarrassing. There is more of an onus on you to go out there and try and deliver. We spoke to the previous caller that says he thinks that a top 4 position now for Chelsea is well and truly over. Spurs are flying at the moment. They're 5 points in front. Doesn't look like anybody can stop this Liverpool juggernaut right now, and Man United have just been pragmatic as ever. Do you think the top 4 race is over for Chelsea? That's it? No Champions League football next year?
No. The thing is, it's always going to be tough when you're 5 points behind top teams who are in good form. But everyone's got 2 big games left. Like, you have Liverpool, you've got Man U, and us next. Us left. You've got Spurs, you've got us, and Man City left. It's never out of the question. But it's looking unlikely, and especially if we play games like this, we've got no chance.
No, totally understand. Mate, really appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much. Just going to check out the league table as it stands right now. We're going to do that on our beloved OneFootball app. You know, if you haven't downloaded it already, give it a go. It's free, and it really does help us here at the Ultimate Football Fan. And as you can see, Chelsea sitting there, goal difference of 20. Their goal difference is even behind. And I get the previous caller's viewpoint that all the teams at the top have got a couple of big games left. But you have to ask, they need a 6-point swing minimum. 6-point swing minimum to get into the top 4 now, because their goal difference is poor. They can't, you know, it's very unlikely that Spurs are going to start being destroyed in games and lose that goal difference massively. There's only, 9 games left. And I know that that's 27 points. There's a long way to go, but Spurs don't lose very often. Liverpool, man, none of these teams lose a great deal. So they've got to lose at least, I mean, Spurs have got to lose at least 2 more times. At least 2 more times than Chelsea. I can't see that happening. If you then go above that, you know, Man United and Liverpool just that further bit in front. So they've got to lose 3 times more than Chelsea in the remaining 9 games. There just doesn't appear to be enough time left. It's looking ominous now for Chelsea fans. Will Conte survive this? That's the big question. Give us a call now on 0203 606 0315. I'm going to do a few YouTube comments after this call. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name? Hello? Oh, some people, don't be scared. I promise you, I don't bite. I'll be polite. And well, unless you say something I think's rather foolish, then maybe I won't be. Let's do some YouTube comments here. City have a record attendance. City would never hold a record attendance. There we go. Right, let's go to some of these comments that are coming through. I'm not going to do the swearing ones. Typical childish reply from a so-called adult. I have no idea what that comment means. Give it some context, please. Everyone's talking about Mohamed Salah. I don't want to talk about Mohamed Salah. I don't want to do that either. Let's go to some comments about this game. That's what the YouTube comments can go right off on a tangent. They really, really can. Everyone's talking about Liverpool on there. Liverpool. It's Liverpool. Let's go to some Chelsea comments. Why the hell are Chelsea fans singing Antonio after this crime to football? Is what Lana thinks. Well, look, I think, to answer that, I think there's a lot of Chelsea fans out there that are very sympathetic towards Conte. I think this season has been the moment, maybe, for a lot of Chelsea fans where the penny has dropped. That whether it's Jose, Conte, Ancelotti, Di Matteo, there have been so many class managers at this club that have won big trophies, doubles, Champions Leagues, that have been sacked and ousted, that have had their players down tools, stop performing until they're sacked. And maybe now it's the straw that, you know, broke the camel's back. Maybe Chelsea fans are now starting to turn on the board and the players more than their managers. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. Chelsea are just a rubbish Watford is what First Just Saying is said. The only team to challenge Liverpool next year, sorry, to challenge City next year will be Liverpool. That's what Tom Wilson says. And I know Tom Wilson is a Liverpool fan. That's why he believes that. But there we go. That's his views and opinion. Everton are like an annoying little brother. Again, I don't know what relevance Everton have got to this game, but there we go. This is from Bala, who says, I swear Chelsea are going down the drain. Honestly, how can you play like this and play Hazard as a striker? Down the drain. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hello?
Hello, mate. What's your name?
Izzadin.
Izzadin, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you very much. Are you?
I'm very well, thank you. What's your views on that game today? Who do you support, by the way?
Man City.
Man City, I thought so. I thought I recognised the name. Happy with your team's performance today?
Despite the fact, which I agree with you, saying it's a boring game. Yeah, it was a boring game, but I'm happy Man City won today.
Of course you are. You're a Man City fan.
Yeah, because I did expect it was going to be a very tough game, but
it wasn't.
Again, Man City have worked hard, hold on to their offense and defense until the end. So yeah, I was very happy with the result.
If your team played how Chelsea did today, would you find that to be an embarrassment? There are Chelsea fans out here on social media calling it a crime to football, embarrassing, shocking. How do you feel about that?
Honestly, I expected better from Chelsea because the way they've been playing today was not like the way they played last season. So I was like, in my head, come on, you can play better than that.
You make me laugh. You're funny.
Yeah.
In terms of the remainder of the season now, you're pretty much champions. You're almost there. I think you need, 2 or 3 more victories and you'll be crowned champions. You'll probably have Man United have to give you a guard of honour at the Etihad in a few weeks' time, which will be nice for you. What's now the focus? Is it just to try and play out these Premier League games with no casualties, reserving as much energy as you can, and try and win that Champions League? Is that the last remaining thing to focus on this season? Or do you still think you have to concentrate in the Premier League because it could slip away if you're not careful? What's your opinion?
Well, in terms of Champions League, Man City, must avoid, any injuries whatsoever. Like people like Mendy, Jesus, Man City can't afford any other injuries for, players like De Bruyne or Aguero.
No, I totally agree. Mate, we really appreciate your call here. Enjoy your victory, and we'll speak to you again soon. Take care. Thank you very, very much. He's also tweeted us as well, actually, on my Twitter account here. And he said, I'm waiting for it to load, said, with Chelsea's defeat to Man City today, they will have no chance of beating Barcelona at the Nou Camp in the Champions League, or Camp Nou, depending on how you want to pronounce it. But we all know what I am referring to. Yeah, I agree. I just think Chelsea have been so poor recently. Results against Bournemouth, away at Watford. They look limp away at Manchester United, especially in the second half last week. And today, for me, I'm sorry to say it, Chelsea fans, was utterly, utterly embarrassing for so many reasons. Hundreds of millions of pounds spent on that squad. Current champions of England. One of the best players in the world in Eden Hazard in your team. And he's played. And the fact that you've got Giroud and Morata, 2 very good strikers, sitting on your bench makes absolutely zero sense to me at all. Going to check out a few more of the live comments that are here on Twitter, if I can get them open. It doesn't want to seem to work for me, so I'm just going to go to YouTube and take some of these in. What are we saying here? None of these comments are relevant to what we want to talk about, so I'm not going to speak to about any of them. These are all nonsense. You're speaking nonsense out there, so I'm not going to read out any of these comments. I want your comments on YouTube to be about this game, please. It's just literally a bunch of Man United fans and Liverpool fans fighting with each other like big children. Cool. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go across to the 100% Chelsea channel. There'll be some Chelsea chatter on there. Let me just... I've got to type that in, though, because it disappeared when my screen crashed. Let's get this on. Let's get 100% Chelsea on. Bear with me a second here. That's how you know it's live. I've got to do it all myself as well. We don't really have a production team here anymore. We used to have loads of people. Now it's just me and Jay here most of the time. So I have to do it all myself. And I am a bit lazy when it comes to it. I didn't realise you put shocking up in my little speech bubble thing. Here we go. Right, might call in soon is what LM4 says. Well, call in LM4 and tell us what you're saying. If you disagree with me, hang on a second. This is from Godfrey. It says, Terry, Tottenham have to play City and Chelsea, meaning City need to be on point to get in the top 4. I know they do. And Spurs could lose both those games. But that means that Chelsea have to still... That means if Spurs lose those 2... Chelsea at the very minimum have to win their next 9 games. And with the way they're playing, I can't see them doing it. That's the point I'm making. Chelsea will also lose games in that point. So when you balance it out, how are they going to make back 6 points? It's not 5 points because of the goal difference. It's 6 to be 1 clear. How are they going to do that, Godfrey? Because I can't see it happening. I can't call in. It's not working. It's definitely working because someone's calling through now. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name and who do you support?
Fata.
Sorry?
Fata.
Fata.
Yeah.
Serious name, mate. Who do you support?
Chelsea, mate.
Chelsea. Are you embarrassed by your team's display today, or are you still rather happy with them?
I'm actually very embarrassed by that performance, Terry.
What is it that embarrassed you about it?
We just basically, when I watched the game on TV, literally almost on the second half, many players are walking, Terry. This is Etihad Stadium, and you walk in.
I agree with you. Disgraceful. It's not even the Etihad. Professional football. You wouldn't tolerate that. My PE teacher, whether it was Mr. Haggart or Miss McPortland, they know who they are. I don't know if they're watching, but if they are, two of the best PE teachers in the country. They wouldn't have stood for it. They'd have dragged me off. My Sunday league team, I never really played for them because I was poor, but they would have dragged me off. If you don't accept it at school and at Sunday league, why should Chelsea fans have to accept that in the Premier League?
I don't know, to be fair. If we look at today's performance, it was like, to be fair, before this game, I'm not expecting us to win. I'm expecting us to get a draw or maybe 3 points. But on Sunday today, it was just like so degrading as a fan, and I felt sorry for those people who came all the way from London and just to see us walking against Man City. And they didn't even play a full gear.
I know, it's an amazing... The irony is that you have to play pragmatically against City at the moment. I think if you open up too much against them, it can destroy you. But when you look at the effort and energy that Wigan put in to beat them, they weren't walking around.
They weren't.
Exactly. So that's the blueprint. And then, no disrespect, but Arsenal that did it last week, and then Chelsea today, their squads are ever so slightly better than Wigan's.
Yeah.
It's about desiring... Look, are you still behind Conte? Is he still the man for you that you want to stay in charge?
And to be fair, since I'm a Conte fan, but I feel very sympathised by him today. When I looked at him at the touchline, he's not smiling as we used to last season, and he's not very energetic that we have seen last season. He was like so drowning at every time. It was just like every time he's speaking of press conference, every time he spoke in the press conference, it talks on the pitch.
No,
like
I totally agree.
The mood in the press conference equals the mood is on the pitch. There you go. Example is
could not agree with you more, mate. Wonderful, wonderful call. Thank you very much for dialing in. A few comments here from the 100% Chelsea channel. This is here saying, this is from Jord MCHG, who says the problem is that Conte set up against Barcelona hoping for a point or a win after us playing well. Issue is Man City know 100% how we play. Sorry, not good enough. It's criminal. Ken Polly here says, how do Chelsea expect to keep world-class players like Hazard when they play such negative football? If he played in the Liverpool system, he would have more goals than Mohamed Salah. That's a great point there, Ken. And do Chelsea fans agree? If you literally picked up Hazard now and plunked him down in that Liverpool team, how many goals would he be scoring there? Would he be doing better? That's the big question. Why is Hazard playing as a striker is what Jack Roberts has said. Oh my God, if Alonso scored that last chance, would you say embarrassed? That's from Sammy. If Alonso had scored that last minute goal, I would say... Sorry. I don't know. Louis. Okay, Louis's got a video sent in. Okay, cool. That was really loud in my ears. I forgot what I was saying. Look, listen. So this would be... Let me tell this to you now. So, if Alonso had put that ball in the back of the net, you would say good result. You would still say embarrassing performance. Because... the standing still like mannequins, the lack of pressing, the lack of changing shape when you got onto the ball, all the things we've mentioned already, the substitutions, these things were still poor regardless of the result. You can still have a good result and have a bad display, an embarrassing display. Everybody would just say you got out of jail 3. That goal, if it had gone in, it didn't, but if it did, if we're going to live in this hypothetical world for a moment, that goal wouldn't have changed anything about the performance or the management. It would be luck. A little bit of fortuitous luck that happened that gained you a point. And of course you would accept it as Chelsea fans, but if you use that to paper over the cracks and pretend there's not a problem, that's delusional from you, mate. That's you. You've got problems if you're allowing the cracks to be papered over with wafer thin sheets. That's all that would be, mate. Simple and as straightforward as that one. We have got a video from from 100% Chelsea's Louis that we're going to put on in a moment. Be interested to hear what he has to say. This is from Godfrey again, who says Chelsea missed not just, sorry, I think they said missed Conte, but a leader out there. This is true. Because obviously they lost John Terry last year. They don't have a leader on the pitch. That's the management and the club's job to bring them in. What was the contingency plan? The age that John Terry was at, you knew he was going to be leaving soon. This should have been planned years ago, but it wasn't. Video from Louis is now ready. Enjoy it, and I'll be back with you in a few short moments.
What's going on, UFF? City 1, Chelsea 0. An embarrassing, lacklustre and all-round awful performance from us today. No drive, no motivation, and it showed. The serious amount of tactical nous that wasn't shown today is ridiculous. We started without a striker, and we were playing like we were 1-0 up when we were 1-0 down.
Fucking shit, man.
Jack said it. I mean, seriously, man, it was depressing. Seriously depressing. And the fact that there was just no heart and people weren't trying, it honestly, it just made me feel so empty. We're supposed to be the champions of England, the champions. Yet we couldn't do anything. We didn't show that. There was no motivation. There was nothing from the team. And to go 1-0 down in the second half, okay, that's fine. Change it up. Make a substitution. Do something different. Nothing happened. Nothing was different. And in the end, it cost us the game. So yeah, I mean, credit to City. They're going to walk the league this season. Well done to them because they deserve it. But yeah, I'm going to go do some fan cams. See you later.
You know, at the end of the day, Louis right. Embarrassing. I think that's the phrase that has to be used here. It was embarrassing. That's the man at the ground who's watched it, witnessed it live. And you know, when you watch live football, I think sometimes you can tell it even more. The atmosphere, the energy, you can see it on the pitch. And I was sitting here screaming at the TV. Chase, press, move, make a run. Be a bit braver in possession. Nothing. Absolutely nothing from this Chelsea team. Embarrassing. It's the only word I can use to describe it, is embarrassing. Going to go to some more of your comments that are coming through here. 26 years and counting. Oh, we'll still talk about Liverpool on there. I'm going to go back to 100% Chelsea. Stop talking about Liverpool. It's boring. We don't want to know about that. We don't want to know about that at all. Got another call. Happy days. Last call of the night. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What is your name?
Hi, it's Neil.
Hello, Neil. You're a Chelsea fan?
No, I'm a Liverpool fan, actually.
Ah, great, cool. What was your views on that performance from Chelsea today? Would you say it was an embarrassing one?
Do you know, to be honest, I wouldn't say it was embarrassing. Look, it could be worse. It could have been Arsenal, like their performance that they did during the week. But Chelsea did what they were set out to do, to stifle City. It's just unfortunate that Bernard Silva managed to come up with it in the first few minutes of the second half to really put the tie to bed. Yeah, no, City again flew flatly. They didn't really have to do much there, but I wouldn't say it was really embarrassing. It's just that's what Chelsea were really set out to do, to stifle them and try to get a result. But they just didn't do enough. That was it.
They didn't. When you look now, obviously Liverpool flying in the top four, Man United back to winning ways, Spurs look great. Can you conceivably and logically see this Chelsea team now, current champions of England, I will add, getting back into that top four, or do you think their fate is almost sealed in that regards?
There's 9 games left. I wouldn't say it's over for them. They still have to meet Liverpool in Stamford Bridge, so that could be an interesting tie. Depends, but at this moment in time, I think the fact that Tottenham were flying, Liverpool are unbelievable. United, they're thereabouts. I'd say it's looking tough. It's looking tough, but it's not impossible. I wouldn't say so anyway, for Chelsea's point of view. Definitely, again, you'll have to look at it from the point of view from Arsenal. They are definitely well out of the bat. They're not going to get any chance to do it. But Chelsea, you never know. You never know. He could pull out something. probably Liverpool could have a bad spell. I can't really see Tottenham having a bad spell. If Harry Kane, they keep him fit, he'll keep scoring. I think out of all three, and no offence, Terry, but I think United will probably be the only team that they will catch. I think United will be the only team that will dip. I just can't see the other two really falling apart.
No, I understand your logic behind thinking that, mate. Really do appreciate your call as ever. Thank you.
Of course.
Cheers, mate.
Terry.
Thank you. It's going to be an interesting one. I can't see Liverpool, Spurs or Man United personally slip in. And United are 6 points clear with a game in hand. It's what you got to remember here about Man United's point of view. If they beat Crystal Palace tomorrow, they will go 9 points. They will go 9 points in front of Chelsea with nine games remaining. That would have to be the ultimate collapse from Manchester United's point of view. You know, there's a 10-point swing with 9 games to go. I can't see it happening. If they get the victory tomorrow, get a good result against Liverpool in just over a week's time, that could almost end it for Chelsea in that regard. But there we go. But thank you all as ever for tuning in to FanPark Live. It means the world to me that you do that. It sincerely does. Please remember to download the OneFootball app. The information is in the description below. It is free of charge for you for all your football news, transfer news, sporting news, press conferences, the form tables, league tables, statistics, and everything you can imagine. It's all out there, so please check it out and give it a little download for us. On top of that, as mentioned today a few times already, if your children play football, if you're a football player yourself and you are after some new gear, some new equipment, whether it's boots, shin pads, goalkeeper gloves, or whatever it is, we at UFF have a 15% discount for you at the UK Soccer Shop. The information, again, for that is in the description below, so please check that out. And if you do need new stuff, you might as well get a little bit of a discount on it. Check it out. But other than that, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, make sure you've smashed that like button for us. That helps us out as well. But everybody, very, very soon.